Ciao Chin Chow's JPH Games here, and if you think I look nice, I just got back from a job interview, so hopefully it went rather well, and I want to talk to you about our brand new LP that is going to be of Pokemon Platinum. You guys voted for it on Twitter, and it is happening. But on that knowledge, and the fact that I just went for an interview as well, these two things are in kind of correlation with each other. Because I got an email from a very specific team that is based out the Sinnoh region that wanted to employ me. And I will read you verbatim what they said. Well, I'll leave out a few words here and there because I don't want them to I don't want words to refer to me. So it says, "Dear Joe, we'd like to allow you to apply for our Team Galactic Grunt apprenticeship program. But to apply for this, you have to do a certain challenge on your channel. This is the Pokémon Platinum Galactic-Locke. Ladies and gentlemen, the Galactic-Locke consists of 7 rules. And maybe a few more. I haven't quite decided yet, but I may employ a few more just to make it a little harder on myself. Anyway. Rule number 1. Outside of my starters, I am only allowed to pick up the following types. Poison, Dark, Fighting, Flying, Ice, Steel, and Normal types. The only time I'm allowed to go outside of these types is when I'm able to pick up Pokemon that are synonymous to Team Galactic. I have to use the Nuzlocke rules, which means, in other words, of course, I only get one encounter per route, town, area, or cave, and it has to be the first thing I see. 2. Any Pokemon that faints inside or outside a battle is considered dead and must be put into a death box or released whenever possible. And 3. All Pokemon must be nicknamed. Regardless of whether you've had it for just 5 minutes, it still must be nicknamed. Shiny and Dupes Clause is applied. Meaning, in other words, if I run into a shiny Pokemon, because of how random and how lucky I'd have to be to actually get a shiny Pokemon, regardless of its typing and regardless of the fact that it's not my first encounter on the route, I am allowed to use it. And Dupes Clause is basically if I already have a Pokemon in my team, or the evolution of a Pokemon in my team, then I'm allowed to go over that encounter and go again on the new route. 4. Gift Pokemon do not count for the route. They count for their own separate entity. Meaning, in other words, gift Pokemon are their own separate thing, but I'm going to make it a little harder on myself. Where there's the availability to pick up multiple gift Pokemon, I'm only allowed to pick up 1. So, for example, this New Marvel. You can pick up multiple amounts of Voltorb in New Marvel. I would only be allowed to pick up 1 Voltorb. But that's Sapphire and Ruby, that's not Platinum. But, you know, there are certain areas where I could pick up multiple amounts of Pokemon. Yeah, sure, they're gift Pokemon, but I'm only allowed 1. Because I don't want to be greedy. Plus, I'm a member of Team Galactic, so I really shouldn't be picking them up anyway. Hey. Rule number 5. The ROM will be randomized. Now, this is to a certain extent. The trainers will have random Pokemon. There will be random encounters in the grass. Both of these areas may include legendaries at any time as well. But legendaries will not be randomized. This is because Team Galactic seems to actually like legendaries. They had the Lake Trio, and they caught the Lake Trio and were using them to craft a red chain, which was going to bring Dialga and Palkia to this world, to allow Cyrus, my future boss, to do what he was going to do and create a new world. So, yeah, I'm going to be collecting all the legendaries that are available in this game, all the 4th gen legendaries that I can get via normal means without having to cheat the ROM. So no Shaman, no Arceus, no Darkrai. But, you know, Mesprit, Uxie, Azelf, Dialga, Palkia, and Giratina have to all be caught or killed. Hopefully they will all be caught, because I'm going to be trying to catch them. I'm not going to be using them, but I'm going to be trying to catch them. And of course, rule number 6, and I really love this rule because it's synonymous with most evil teams, and I love the fact that this rule is in because it's just awesome. Via the use of an action replay code, you are allowed to steal trainers' Pokemon. Now, if before you say that Team Galactic was not synonymous for stealing Pokemon, all evil teams were synonymous for stealing Pokemon. It is said that multiple occasions that every evil team has stolen Pokemon. That's how they drew attention to themselves, and that's how they made themselves known. That's probably why they were thwarted and stuff like that, but they did it, so I'm allowed to do it too. And this is how I get out of going outside of my typings when I don't have a shiny Pokemon. Basically, this means that if I have a Pokemon that is outside of my typing, if I find a Pokemon that's outside of my typings on the route, I'm allowed to steal a Pokemon. Now, there are certain rules to this. 1, the Pokemon has to be in at least yellow health before I can even think about throwing a Pokeball. And 2, it has to be the last Pokemon in the trainer's team. If it is not the last Pokemon in the trainer's team that I'm trying to pick up, then it doesn't count. Because the fact is, when I catch a Pokemon, if I catch it, and in most of the time via this mean it is an auto capture, sadly it will end the battle immediately, no matter how many mons I was in. So the fact is, it has to be the last mon that I attempt to steal. It has to be the last mon in the team because it will automatically end the battle. So I don't want that. And I think it only works, you can only do it with Pokeballs. And the fact is, it doesn't actually take the Pokeball away from the item slot. This cheat doesn't take the Pokeball away from the item slot, so I would just have to toss a Pokeball every time I did it to make it seem like I had less Pokeballs to actually make it work. But anyway, that is the final rule. There's one more rule. It's not really a rule, it's a sort of technicality really, and it's about my starter choices, basically. I have to have a starter of one of my 3 future commanders' Pokemon. Now, you guys will get to vote between them, so this is technically a Pick My Starters episode and a rules video. And basically, the Pick My Starters are Glameow, and of course, that means Commander Mars, Skunky, and of course, Commander Jupiter, and finally, Krogunk, and Commander Saturn. Let me know in the comment section down below what you think of this challenge, and of course, let me know whether we can actually achieve this or not, and if you want me to add additional rules, because I thought about this. And I thought about adding like the limits of Pokemon Center heals that I'm allowed to do, because technically Nurse Joy wouldn't heal someone who's a member of Team Galactic. You know, I'm the evil team. She's not going to want to heal me by her own option. I mean, yeah, she doesn't really have a choice in the matter, but she's not going to actually want to do it. So there's that. I can add that as a rule. We can also add the set battle style, and I was also thinking 4 items per battle, with the bonus of a 5th item if it's a gym leader or rival, or an important battle. I'm allowed to have a bonus potion, but other than that I would not be allowed to have a bonus potion. I'd be limited to 4 potions only. So that is my rules. Let me know in the comment section down below. If you enjoyed this, please leave a like, comment, and subscribe. Of course, shout out to my future boss, Commander Galactic Boss Cyrus, of course, Commanders Saturn, Mars, and of course, Jupiter. Very, very attractive women. And a man. I'm kidding. And until next time, I'm GSPH Games. And join me for the LP, 6 PM, July 10th. Good night.